So hey guys, welcome back to the new video tutorial. In this tutorial, we're gonna make this age calculator application using ReactJs. So as you can see, we have an input box here where we can define our age values. Okay, suppose here in date of birth section, if I put 01 and 01 in the month value and 2000 in year value, and if I click on calculate age, so this will gives your age value. Okay, so this will give your age value in year. Okay, so another functionality we have to build is reset the whole input values and the display value. So suppose if I click on reset, so this will reset the whole input values and as well as your display value. So we learn so many things in this like conditional rendering, React hooks, how to use useState and much more. Okay, so please like this video and please subscribe to our channel for more upcoming videos. So I have already created a folder structure here. As you can see, I have already created a React application here. So if we go to the Visual Code, so as you can see, these are the SRC folders, public folder, node modules. Okay. So if you don't know how to create a React application, so you can go and watch this video. Okay, React.js environment setup. Okay, if you have some difficulties, so you can watch this video. So let's jump to our video. Okay, so here we have some unnecessary files. So what we can do, just delete this unnecessary files. So let's delete these files. Okay, so first of all, we don't need any setup.test.js file. Okay, and report vital on also app.test.js file. So simply we have to delete these files because we don't need anymore. Okay, so I'm just okay. So right now also we don't need any logo. So also we can delete this. So let's jump to the code editor. Okay, so here we have only these three files: app.css, app.js, index.css, index.js. So let's make a component folder also so that it would be easy for us. Okay, so let's make a components folder. Okay, so in this components, what we can do, let's make a age calculator. Okay, calculator uh, dot js. Okay, and also just make age calculator dot css. Okay, so these two files you have to make under component folder. So let's restructure and let's see, let's start our application also. Before that, let's remove this logo also so that we can't get any error because we have already deleted that logo file now. That's why. And also we don't need any header uh, till now, so we just we write it here like age calculator. Okay, okay, now save it. And also on the same time, what we can do, just we have to start our application at C. Okay, and the next thing what we can do, we can remove app.css also. Okay, we will write. So here, yes, we can open it in another portal or port because I have already opened for you guys or for demo purpose. Okay, so our application is loading right now. Okay, so let's jump to the files. Okay, so here what we can do next, let's see which error is coming. Okay, report vital error, I know that. Okay, so how can we remove that? Like in previous video, we just simply go to index.js file, and here as you can see in 17th line, this will call a report vital. Also at the 5th line, import report, we have to remove it. Okay, so this will solve your problem and solve your error. So let's okay. So our H1 is coming here right now. Okay. So what we can do, let's make our function. Okay, here. So how can we make our React function here? So simply you have to write React arrow function component export and press enter. So this will generate your age calculator function. Okay. So everything is all right. We have already uh, make each and every folder structure here also. Okay, So for our simple application, so let's go to the app.js, and for now let's see the output. So here age calculator is coming. So the next step is basically you have to import this component into app.js. Okay. So right now what we can do, just we have to age calculator, and if you press, this will import it also. Okay, as you can see, if you're in your case, if it is not important, then you can manually import age calculator. Okay, so till now let's see. Okay, so here as you can see here what is coming. If we go to the age calculator, if we write it here, suppose this is example. Okay, so anything you can write. So as you can see here, the age calculator is imported successfully. So our next step is basically for logic for our age calculator and our UI we have to build. So I have already imported the age calculator from components. Okay, so this age calculator I have already imported in app.js, and let's start working on our UI part. So here I have write a class name container. In this class name I have defined heading, which is age calculator, and the paragraph. These are the two simple things I have done yet. Okay, so and one thing, if you are facing any problem, okay, regarding the source code, so I have provided you the GitHub link. Just compare your code. Each and every code is available here. Just compare your code with the mentioned link by clicking on the mentioned link. Okay, and right now let's jump to the UI part. So as you can see, we have defined age calculator, and this is the paragraph. So if we go to the UI part, as you can see here, we have defined the age calculator and the paragraph. So right now, what we can do, the next thing is basically we have to make a container for these two components, for the date of birth and your age container. So let's go to the code editor and let's define container. Basically, what I can do, basically dev and then class name. Class name would be container underscore middle. Okay, you can name it as you want. Okay, so this is our container. In this container we have two other components, like for the date of birth. So I make this container like the class name would be right. Okay, and here what I can do, just copy this the above code and just paste it over here again, and this is our left component. Okay, left. So we have right in the in the right side. Suppose if I go to the UI part, so here in the right side, what we have, date of birth, this this date of birth input box, and the two buttons. Okay, in the right side we have a display box. So let's start with the first component. Okay, so let's jump to the right component, and how many things we have right now? We have H4 tag, where we can define it a date of birth. Okay, and now we have an input box for the date of birth, for the selection of the date of birth. So I'm just defining input, and the class name would be 8 date. Okay, and the type would be date. Okay, and what we can do, just close it this input box. Okay, so now what we can do, we have already defined our date of birth input, and the next thing is we have to define two buttons. So how can we define two buttons? Basically there are two buttons which is parallelly mentioned, okay, according to the UI. So what we can do, just make a div here, and I just mentioned the div name is button div. Okay, button underscore div. Okay, so in this button div, what we can do is basically we have to define two buttons. So right now I'm just copy pasting these two buttons from the GitHub accounts. Okay, just go to this here and go to the component part, age calculator. So as you can see here, I have defined these two buttons. Just copy paste it here. Okay, so here I'm pasting, and we haven't defined any function yet, so I'm just removing these two functions. Okay, age calculator and reset buttons. So we will focus the logic part after completing the UI. Okay, so we have successfully completing our right side. Uh, okay, right side UI. So let's if we go to the UI part, let's click on it. Okay, let's see. Okay, so there is a wrapping problem here. Okay, let's see. So here, what we have to do basically, let's understand this is the okay. We have an extra div here. Let's save it and check. Okay, now it's age calculator. Okay, this is the paragraph. We have right side component here. Okay, for right side component UI, and in the left side, what we have to do is basically for the display part. So in a same way, just go to the container, and for the left side, what we can do, we have I think we have two paragraphs or two headings. So for first heading, I'm just defining a div class. Class name would be container, okay, underscore middle, underscore para, okay. And in this div, I'm just defining h1 tag, okay, here your age is, okay. So the next thing would be there is another h1 tag also. Just copy this and paste it here. Here we have to render our number according to the age. Okay. So so the next thing we have to do is basically we have already write all the UI, okay, UI elements here. Okay, now the next step we have to just copy all the CSS which is related to these classes. Okay, so one by one we have to just go to the, because the main concern of this application is basically we have to write a code for the React.js. Okay, so we don't much focus on the CSS part and the HTML part. So let's jump to the GitHub account, and again what you can do is basically just copy paste the CSS. Just first go to the index.css and just copy paste all the CSS whatever I have right here. Okay, I hope you know CSS very well. Okay, so this is not the part for the CSS. Okay, so let's jump to the app.css part, and again we have to go to a app.css, just copy paste this CSS part. Okay, and then paste it here. And last one, age calculator. Let's go to the age calculator dot CSS and just paste it. Okay, so now the next thing is we have to again go to the age calculator dot JSX part. Okay, dot JS part. And here, as you can see, we have here in app.js, we have already imported our app.css. Okay, in index.css, we have already imported index.css. So in the same way, in age calculator, we have to import. So how can we import? Just we have to write import, and in double inverted commas, we have to define our each calculator.css file. Okay, so here I have defined. So let's now jump to our output. Okay, so I'm just jumping. So here there is no error. Let's jump to, okay, as you can see there are some error is coming here, so let's resolve it now. So the age date of birth area is looking good, but here there is a problem in age. Okay, so what we can do, let's compare our code and paste it on. Okay, so what you can do, just go to age calculator.jsx. Okay, let's copy paste this here from the left, and let's go to here and paste it here. Okay, let's see, is there any change? Age is not defined. Okay, so what we can do, just we have to remove this logic because we haven't write any logic for it. Okay, now let's go to here. Okay, so something is wrong here. So what is, okay, what is the problem basically here? Let's see. Okay, just inspected. Okay, so here in the container part, okay, we have a container title, and this is the container part. Okay, So as you can see here, this is our main container middle. If I minimize this, as you can see, this is the main container. Okay. If you go to the CSS part, so if you go to the age calculator, this is the main, we have display flex and justify content. So what we can do, we have to this left div we have to write in a mid container middle. So just cut it from here and just paste it into container middle, because we are using a display flex property, which is okay. So right now what we can do, we have write a div here and we just paste it here. Okay, so now all the we have two div here. Okay, so this is the middle container middle, and we have written all the uh, related HTML. Okay, so let's jump to the UI part and save it, and let's see happen. Okay, now UI is working fine. As you can see here, everything is working fine. Okay, so you can select it here also, everything is working, but these functionality is not working. So let's jump into the logic part for this application. So our UI is done right now. If I click on calculate age, this will not calculate your age. Then why it is not calculating? Because we have to write the function for it. Okay. So let's start to write our function. Okay. So where we have to go for writing the function is basically, let's jump to our code, and after return. Okay. After return, let's what we can do, the initial logic is basically whenever we are putting the values, we have to get these inputs. Okay, so how can we get the input? This is the first step. So let's jump to the code, and here our input is. So basically what we can do, we have to define two states variable first for getting the values also. Okay, so above the return we have to write state values. Okay, const, so I'm making these states. Okay, const birth date and set birth date. Okay, I'm pasting these state values. Okay, so here first is birth date and set birth date. So initially we the birth date value is this one. Okay, which is blank, and the second state we have right now age and set age. So initially the age value is 0. Okay, so after adding the logic, we have to update according to the set age. Okay, so now let's write so this will let's go to the input value we have to write. Okay, so here we are getting the values from the inputs. How can we get? Basically we have to write value, and we are getting the values of birth date. Okay, whatever the user is provided, we have to get it here. Okay, birth date. Okay, so we have provided, and we have also on change function. Okay, on change we have to update the e-targeted value. So we have write it here as set uh, birth date. Okay, and how can we update the e-targeted value? Just in the set age birth date. Okay, we have to update e dot target dot values. Okay, so we have updated in that way. So basically, let's write a function for the calculate age. Simple. What we can do is just basically we have to define an on click, and on click we have to define a function like calculate age. Here calculate age, as you can see in the terminal, it says it is not defined. Let's define this calculate age function first, and where we have to write our logic. So first I'm defining like const calculate age. Okay, and we are making es6 function here. Okay, we are using es6 function. So how can we do that? Basically const the name of the function, and fat arrow function, this is called, we call it fat arrow function. And here what we can do, just define the today. Let's get the today's date. Okay, and is equal to new date. Okay, with this function we can get the today's date. Okay, in the next step what we can do, just define birth date. Okay, whatever the user provided their birth date. Okay, t is equal to new date. Okay, and here what we can do, just pass the birth date value. birthdate. Okay, birth date, whatever we have provided here. Okay, you have to pass it here. Okay, so we make two variables here. First is today and birth, date and date. I have you can make another variable according to your choice. Okay, so I make these two variables right now. Let's write the logic for it first. What I can do is let age, okay, is equal to today. I'm just getting the today dot, okay, get full day, full year, okay, function minus birth date, whatever we have provided here. So let's copy it from here, okay, and just paste it. Okay, that's it, simple. And here in birth date, what we are trying to do is basically getting the full year, okay, full year value. Okay, now, okay, so till this point, I hope you have cleared. Uh, in the next step, what we can do, we have to define a difference, okay, month difference. If you are getting in the next step, we are getting the month difference values also. Okay, so for now, what we can do, uh, just let's update the set value first. Okay, set age, and here the age value. Okay, and okay, age is assigned but never used. So where we have, here we have assigned the age value. Okay, so how can we set the values? So we have to make a difference for it. We have to define a difference. How can we write logic for it? Basically, we have to define a month difference here. Okay, suppose, so here I'm getting the month difference, and then uh, okay. So what we can do is basically let's, if month difference is month, the difference uh, smaller than 0, uh, or if the month difference is month equal to 0, and today dot get date, okay, so which is smaller than birth date, whatever you have provided. So we have to write that this function over here. Okay, so birth date dot get value. Then what we can do, just we have to uh, give the age value. Age is, okay, that's it. Okay. Now what we can do here, we are setting the value of age, setting value but never used. So successfully we have write all the logic for our age calculator. Let's set this value, set this age to the left side. Okay, from here JSX we have to write. Okay, so what we can do here, we have to go to the left side. Okay, left div, and we have to update this value. Okay, how can we do that? Just basically we just open a JSX for it. Okay, so how can we open a JSX for it? Basically, we have to open a JSX, and then conditionally, we have to render this conditionally. So here, if the age value is greater than 0, then we have to render, what we have to render? We have to render basically we have to render the age value. Okay, then how can we write dollar, and then age value we have to write it here. Okay, otherwise if the age value is false, then we have to do nothing. Okay, so till this point I hope you have cleared, and our error is also gone. Okay, so now let's check the output. So suppose if I click on 1 1 and 2 2, and here I'm providing 3 3 2 3. Okay, 2 3 3 3, and if I click on age, so okay, suppose if I click on 1 1, okay, so this will gives a age value. Okay, so now suppose if I try different here, different inputs here, 1 1 1 1, okay, 2 0 0 0. Okay, so if I click on calculate age, then this will give your age in year. So I hope till this point you have clear and you have a basic idea of how to play with the conditional rendering and how to update the values using useState. So the next target we have to whenever we click on the reset button, this value and this input field value will uh, uh, reset it. Okay, so let's start. Okay, now what we can do, the next step is basically we have to work on the reset part. So how can we how to write the logic for the reset? It is very simple. What you can do again, you have to uh, write a function like on click function we have to write. Okay, on click, and in on click we have to define a function again, which is a reset function. Okay, so how can we define a reset function? Just we have to write reset here. Okay, so in the on click we have to write reset reset calculate okay, calculator. I'm just writing this a reset calculator function. Okay, so we have to define it also. So how can we do that? Just we have to go at the top and then again const and then this function name, and here what we can do, this anonymous, oh sorry, fat arrow function we have to define. And now simple thing we have to do, just set birth, because we are updating after clicking on the reset button. We have to default value, we have to provide the default value whatever the birth date is. Basically this is the default value we have to provide. Okay, so initially the set age value is 0. Okay, so we have to write set age value, initially we have 0th value. Okay, now let's see our reset button is working fine or not. Okay, so how can we do that? Just we have to click on it and just let's see, check it if it is working fine or not. Okay, I'm writing 2023 here, and if I click on calculate age, okay, okay, I think we are getting some error here. So let's see, let's go to the console and let's find one, and here I'm providing 1 1, and if I click on okay 911, here is the value it is coming. If I click on reset, then this will also reset the value successfully. So I hope you like this video and please subscribe to our channel. If you are getting any error, just compare the code with this GitHub account. I will already provide you the link, and just compare the code with the GitHub account. Okay, and there are so many videos available on our channel. Just these are the ReactJs mini project series. Just watch each and every video here which is related to the use state and much more. Okay, there is a routing videos also available, so there are so many videos available for the ReactJs. So please, if you like this video, just like and subscribe to our channel for more upcoming videos.